So I'm quite sure that everyone's going to be hammered down here today with a lot of numbers and facts and things like that. So I thought I'll keep my talk a bit different from most others and talk a bit about older technology and decentralization as to how it's made something happen. And I was about 11 years old when I was introduced to something called Unix, and it was one of the ugliest things I'd ever seen. It was around the time when we were working on DOS-based systems and had just moved into Windows 3.1, and Unix to me was pure overkill. So there were several companies being set up around that point in time, such as Red Hat, SUSE, Mandriva, and several others, and they were trying to make Linux better and more robust as the days went by. It was open source, so a lot of things were moving fast enough, I guess. And over the years, most of these companies have become integrators of Fortune 500 companies across the world. And Linux is slowly changing the way people think about what an operating system should look like or how it should be. They have triggered ecosystems in education, economics, regulation, and almost every other facet of life, including programmers and several other ways. This was just a mere example of how redistribution of wealth can occur through technology and through code. So social media at this point in time is changing governments and regulations as people become harder to control but easier to cooperate with. And that's where I'd like to introduce Bitcoin as one of the greatest redistribution of wealth of our generations. I believe that it's a great trigger to change. It morphs our understanding of current society, behavior, and the principles of trust as well. And it also triggers, and just in a few short years, Bitcoin has completely changed the lives of several people around the world. And I don't believe that we've even come close to reaching anything similar to critical mass. So nothing has really spread this virally apart from social media companies to form sustainable mechanisms to introduce a whole new industry for people to survive on. And as Bitcoin is open source, the code is out there for anyone to read. And some of the great minds of people who had worked on the initial platform of Linux are now currently part of the core team contributing to Bitcoin's testament. It's so open that the ledger book is at the fingertips of virtually anyone who wants to see what this cash with a trail looks like. And there's not much possibility, since it's decentralized, since it's open, there's not much possibility of a central authority figure coming down and telling you that the rules of transaction have changed all of a sudden, or there are limits that have been introduced. So Bitcoin has introduced a whole new breed of entrepreneurs and offers equal opportunity at this point for everybody to get on board and earn. And that's just something that I wanted to share in terms of what we have looked at and what its capabilities and what it can be compared to. I wouldn't want to take too much more time of anyone because we are going to be looking at this technology a lot more in detail. And I'd like to hand over to Satvik now. Thanks.